Now, for those people who are born in the Gemini rising sign or Gemini zodiac sign, for these people, start of the month, Venus will be in your second house in the sign of Cancer. Now remember that Venus rules both your 12th house and Venus also rules your 5th house and will be transiting through, at least at the start of the month, through your second house. So here the focus and emphasis will be for those people who are working in multinational corporations, foreign brands, in some way connected to, directly or indirectly, to foreign companies, foreign clients, foreign responsibilities. You will find this is a good opportunity to increase your earnings, increase your servings, especially if you are in a hospitality industry or service industry or IT industry. This is surely a good time to increase your earnings or put up your hand for even a change in role or even a new role may be coming to you. However, there surely will be emphasis on going out and spending time with your loved ones, and maybe going out to dine a few times in the month will be coming through. So spending time with your loved ones, maybe somebody who you are in a romantic relationship, may also be coming by. So surely more social time will be spent on going out and dining with family members or in your romantic relationship. Secondly, Sun and Mercury both will be transiting through the third house initially, while be aspecting Rahu. So the ambition here will be to use your experiences to get more gains. However, the tendency should also be to be more tactful and diplomatic, specifically when dealing with superiors. Because Saturn, which is ruling the 9th house, is transiting through the 10th house of career, but is retrograde. So something that you are being too pushy or being too authoritative may come across as not fair or not right to superiors. So be careful not to rub them the wrong way. So tact and being diplomatic at the start of the month is the name of the game. Mars will be transiting through your 4th house initially through Virgo. Mars rules your 6th house of enemies, people acting behind your back, but Mars also rules your 11th house of social life and wishes and desires. So your wishes and desires may be connected to family members. However, if you are not in good terms with any of your family members, maybe father, maybe sibling, maybe your own spouse, partner, children, then there is a chance that you may get into unnecessary friction with any of the family members. So be careful through this month, at least while Mars is in the 4th house, not to unnecessarily get into some friction with a family member, because this may be remembered for a long period. Now, towards the second half of the month, you will find Venus transiting away from your 3rd house into your, away from your 2nd house into the 3rd house, while Venus also rules your 12th house and your 5th house and moving into the 3rd house. So you will find some of you may need to put in higher effort connected to work, specifically, as I said earlier, if you're working in foreign lands or with foreign clients or multinational companies or in an individual role. Especially for IT industry people, this is more important. Now, because Venus is with Ketu, which means this effort that you may put in, be careful of using the right terms, using the right business language, controlling your data and doing due diligence where data is concerned, because the chances that you may skip something or ignore something is very high because of Ketu being here. So keep note of your communication, keep note of what you're presenting, specifically to superiors, because of Saturn going retrograde to your 10th house. Now, to the second house of the part of the month, Sun and Mercury will be transiting through your 4th house, so Mercury will get into its exaltation sign. However, here you will find that both Sun and Mercury moving into the exaltation sign, with Mercury also being the Lagna Lord, which means here the focus will be on gains coming from individual effort, self-effort. So if you have put in effort since a few months and you are looking at the fruits of your labor, then you may become a little too pushy, also a bit more controlling. This can also be rubbing off your family members the wrong way, especially because Mars would have already transited from your 4th house and into the 5th house. So any friction that you may have with family members may be exploded if you are not more careful. If you have become too analytical, too complaining, then this may not be good. However, gains surely are coming at home in your domestic life. So any purchases that you do with land, home, investments, will be fantastic for you going forward. So keep this in mind. However, Mars would have moved from your 4th house into the 5th house and into the sign of Libra, while Mars rules both the 6th house and Mars rules your 11th house. So social life is surely getting activated, going out, spending more time with friends, meeting up with new people, making new acquaintances, and even meeting up with an old colleague who you were not in very good terms earlier, or meeting up with somebody who was maybe a student or friend of yours earlier, who you didn't get off along very well, but suddenly you meet up with the person, or you may face the person, or you may connect with that person in some way. However, connected to work, be a little careful, because Mars rules the 6th house and moving into the 5th house of gains, but speculative investment. So unnecessarily pushing for better projects or better responsibilities because of high ambition without keeping the superiors involved may not be the right thing. So keep your superiors, your elders involved, your the higher ups involved in any new activity, new initiative you're doing, because that will be more serving for you in the long run.